3 ways to overcome fear of failure. Gary Vaynerchuk. Hey guys, today we're going to list 3 ways to overcome fear of failure. Gary Vaynerchuk. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Stop worrying about what other people think. Things were not the same a few decades ago. Adversity wasn't as beneficial because of one major factor: gatekeepers. There would be a few old men in the media who would have complete control over what everyone heard and thought. In the music industry, a few executives decided who got signed and what songs could be included on an album. If you wanted to start a business, there were many costs involved in building or growing it. Rich kids had a significant advantage over those from less affluent families. Take a look at it. When Gary was in his 20s, it was much more difficult to break into an industry like music. People had to stand on a street corner and hand out CDs in the hopes that Run DMC or another big artist would hear their music. Everyone now has a level playing field thanks to the internet. Without a doubt, the world has many problems, but thanks to the internet, Gary believes that people who have overcome adversity have an advantage in today's world. First, he suggests that you stop worrying about what other people think. This is what it comes down to 99% of the time. People are concerned about being judged by others. People claim to be concerned about losing money or failing in business. The truth is that they are concerned about what others will think about their loss. They are afraid that their mother or brother will tell them that they should have stayed in school or taken a different path. Every day, Gary makes numerous errors. He claims that he is constantly confronted with adversity and under pressure. He, on the other hand, enjoys losing. He enjoys losing because he is unconcerned about what others think of his defeat. That is why he has such an easy time navigating the business world. No one outside of you has a complete picture of your life. That is why he values no one's opinion more than his own. Not even his wife or mother's. It's because they don't have a clear picture of his motivation. That's why he's not afraid to make a mistake in front of them. He empathizes with their points of view because he understands how they came to their conclusions with such limited information, but he never takes their suggestions seriously. Number 2. Give the future more credit than the past. Gary finds it fascinating that people tend to idolize the past while discounting the significance of the present and the future. When confronted with success, they act lifeless, but it's only because they're afraid to make the same mistake twice that they're not actually going. Decisions can be made more quickly and with greater accuracy if the focus is on the future rather than on the past. He has moved on from the past and it no longer matters to him. It has long since disappeared. This man is a creature of the future and the present. There are 400 trillion to 1 odds of becoming a human, so he can't help but be grateful and optimistic. It's a 400 trillion to 1 shot at making it as a human. He only recalls his past experiences when he needs to lie. Number 3. Redefine what it means to win. When people define the game in accordance with how the rest of the world does, they experience feelings of envy and failure. He disregards the possibility of failure because he does not share the indicators held by others. When asked who he looks up to in business, for instance, his answer often comes as a shock to those who asked. Instead of the usual Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, or other billionaires, he offers no such names. His motivation comes from those who aren't at the top of the food chain, people who don't get Facebook or Instagram, but are determined to figure it out, for example, or people who have the humility to work in the face of criticism. If you're wearing a Rolex, it won't matter to him. It doesn't matter if your home is made of marble or gold. He could care less if you're on vacation in Ibiza. The absence of jealousy stems from this realization. Consider Michael Jordan and LeBron James as 2 such examples. It's always interesting to hear people argue over who is the better player. Although Michael Jordan has 6, LeBron James has won 3 NBA titles. How about if you change tack though? To put it another way, what if you asked who is the superior human being? Who, if anyone, has been the most selfless? Imagine instead that you inquired about the friendliest individuals. LeBron would almost always come out on top in such discussions. Because of his ability to put things into perspective, he rarely leaves his head. Success in his eyes is measured by how many vacations one takes or how much money one earns. He is preoccupied with something else. Clarifying the context is essential when trying to zero in on the meat of a problem. For instance, he disagrees with the widespread notion that parents need to be wealthy in order to give their children a good life. He says that he wishes he had been raised by parents who were homeless but had good morals rather than those who were financially secure. It is not necessary for you to conform to the standards set by others, and when the game is in your head, you can always win. That's all for today. and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.